Been a few days since I've shot anything because I have just been dealing with a stupid, annoying delay with an exhaust for my wife's car. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the intro and then I will get into that story. So here we go. All right, so on to the story. My wife's car had hers is a 93 Miata, 1.6 liter, just like mine, non-turbocharged. But it had a really bad exhaust on it. So I just recently bought a new, it wasn't used, it was not new, but a used exhaust manifold because the one that I have, let me go ahead and show you again. Let's go over here. All right, yeah, so here's the old one here. Bit of a mess, I know. So, yeah, we had a Y-band welded on right there and basically was not usable if I wasn't using the other part of the exhaust. So I went ahead and had to buy a used exhaust manifold, put it on there, and what I was going to do was steal the exhaust off of this guy here, my Monzo exhaust or Manzo, whatever you want to call it. Installed it on that car. However, there was just slight differences between the 91 and the 93. There was actually a rear subframe linkage bar or something, stability bar that goes across in the back, and there's a little bit different on the back of that one for some reason. I don't know why. So I couldn't use the exhaust on that because it was actually the axles were hitting on the exhaust itself, and I couldn't reinstall that subframe brace. So I decided that I was going to pick up a new one. So I went online, found a pretty cheap like stock exhaust. I think it was called like Bosel or something on Parts Geek, something like that. One of those websites. So I ordered it, and I ordered it on the 14th. It was supposed to be here on the 21st of September. However, it said that there was going to be a delay and that it was going to be here on the Thursday the 23rd. So, excuse me, I checked it Thursday the 23rd, and it went from being out for on the way to the packaging or the distribution center, whatever it was, to pending. It went from pending with no delivery date. And I was upset, so I called them, trying to figure out what was going on, and apparently they had no idea. So it was in my state, apparently, according to the last tracking information, was in the state, and it was in between two places. So I gave it a couple days, kept checking it, still got no, it still was put up as pending. So I called them, and they were like, okay, we'll do a track and we'll get back to you. 2 days go by, I never heard from them. It's now Sunday, I think it was. I called them again. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to expedite the process, get it into our tracing program or tracing department or whatever. And they're like, we'll reach out to FedEx and blah, 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 all this. Still nothing. A couple days went by. I contacted them again. And the final thing that I heard is that it was at the distribution center, but it was on a truck. And they were a few days behind. So that was really annoying. So I waited. Finally, it was, I think, Tuesday I don't know what it was. Yesterday was, I don't know, it was, I think, the 28th or something. Finally, it was updated. And they said that it would be here Thursday the 30th. So finally, Thursday rolls around, and towards the end of the day, I think it was like 4 or 5, it was finally delivered. So I go out to my porch to take a look, and it was the exhaust just like this, taped up on this end like that, and all the packing and shipping information around the end like this. So I wasn't Oh, sorry. Yeah. So that's, and you got the sticker for it on here. But this is the problem that we run into. Look at this freaking dent in here. And yes, right there you can see there's a freaking hole in there. Oh, I am not happy about that. So I got online, went to Parts Geek, complained about it. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But I went and checked their shipping policies and all that stuff. And apparently, on their shipping policy is that if it arrives damaged, you're supposed to refuse to accept it from the from the delivery driver. However, they dropped it off my front porch. I didn't have that opportunity. So I think below it says if they drop it off and you weren't there, you have to contact them and sort it out. So I think I paid like $130 for this whole thing, and I don't really want to waste any more time dealing with it. So I went ahead and went to not Harbor Freight, to O'Reilly's, and I picked up some JB Extreme Heat weld. I've used this on other things before, haven't had much problems. Given the fact that it's such a tiny hole, what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to fill it in and repair it, because this says that it can do up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit or 538 C, depending on where you're from. Not us crazy Americans and our potato system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I guess, just patch up that hole, because like I said, I don't want to deal with the whole hassle of, if I have to send this thing back, they send me a new one, or I have to deal with FedEx anymore on this whole problem. So that's what I'm going to do. I've read good things from people saying about the repair job. It's a tiny hole near the back of the exhaust. I don't think it'll get anywhere near 1,000 degrees. So I'm sure this is going to go ahead and work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up and start applying it and get ready for bringing in my wife's car and swapping out the exhaust. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Either way, I have to get this guy on the ground so that I can actually use the jack system, so that I can get this on my wife's car. So I do have an old set of daisies right here. So what I might do is I might just fish those out and throw them on the car, with just like 2 lug nuts. And that way I can drop it down on the ground and we can use the lift. And then I will have to actually spend some time to clear all this out over here. So that I can actually go ahead and do all that work. So I might set a camera up on a tripod just to, have that fast forward footage that I actually really like. I think it turned out really good on the other video that's currently rendering right now, so that hopefully I can get it up soon. Like I said, there was a big delay between waiting on this because I thought what I wanted to do is have the rims done before I was able to, so I could put them back on the car, drop it down, but that didn't work. So I'm just going to move these out of the way, probably put them over here on the table. That way we have all the room to do what we need to do. So, all right, I'm going to get cracking. Whew. All right. Well, that actually went a lot quicker and smoother than I was expecting it to, but that's why I love that lift system. So I got the Monzo exhaust off. Let me just go ahead and cross here. I shut the garage door just because I'm sure it's going to be hell washed out when I go ahead and watch the footage again, but whatever. So let's go ahead and swap this. All right, so we just got our Monzo exhaust off of here. Just picked this up for pretty cheap. I got it off some guy for I think like 120 bucks. Less than 50 miles on it. He just used it up. He just mocked it up on his car. Put it on there so that he can mock up an exhaust for his car, and then he didn't need it anymore. Sold it to me. So super happy about that. Yeah. So got the exhaust sitting right there. Don't mind the mess. It's I gotta come in here and go through and clean it all up, but I'm gonna do that after we get the exhaust back on my wife's car. That way I can have some room to move around because, as you can see, it's kind of cluttered and cluttered and compact and claustrophobic, whatever you want to say. So, but yeah, like I was saying in one of my other videos, I don't know if I'll put it in there or not, but this jack system is amazing. It is definitely worth the money if you work on cars a lot. Literally within an hour and a half, if that, I haven't even checked the time. That was just a rough estimate. I had this car on, it didn't even have rims on it, wheels, nothing. I was able to throw on my daisies, drop it, move it over, and then get this car in here, jacked up, exhaust removed. So super convenient. I love it. I don't have to jack up one side, put jack stands, move it to the other, and do the whole like till you get it level. This is super quick. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it there, and we're going to let that guy dry. And I think sometime later today, probably in a couple hours, I'm going to come back out here and just put it on. And then we will leave it on there because I think tomorrow is supposed to be pretty crappy weather. So I don't want to have to do this tomorrow. So I'll probably do it later today just to get it on the car while it dries in place, and we'll go from there. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. And I don't know if this is the end of one video or whatever, but I will catch you later.